Hi and welcome to another how to make a card video with me, Emelie. To start off, I've chosen some watercolor paper. This paper is 4.5 inch wide and 5.5 inch tall. I also chosen 3 of my favorite distress ink. This is Festive berry, picked raspberry and spiced marmalade. Here I'm using my mini ink blending tool. I'm putting the ink onto the paper by creating small circles. I have a very light hand while I'm doing this. I don't want to create any hard edges onto the paper. When I'm pleased with the coloring with the festive berries, I'm picking the picked raspberry and switching the sides of the paper to create a pattern. When I'm pleased with the coloring, I'm moving on to my last color, that's spiced marmalade. This is one of my favorite distress inks, because I always think it helps blend colors well together. And you can see it when I'm putting some inks down here onto the paper. It really blends those two colors together. Back in with some of that picked raspberry to make those two colors blend well together. When I'm pleased with that, I'm doing the same thing with the festive berries, just with a soft hand. And here you can see the results. Now I'm going to take some water and drip it onto the paper, and then I'm going to move the paper to make the colors blend even more. When I'm pleased with it, I'm taking a dry towel and putting it on top of it. Then I'm going to take my heat tool and set it until it's dried. I wasn't pleased with how much color the water took away, so I'm just going in with a little more of that festive berries. When I'm pleased with it, I'm going to dribble some more water on top of it. Here you can see the effect I was going for. I'm taking a piece of scrap paper, and this is an adorable stamp set from Fawn called Hedgehugs. I'm going to be stamping both of these hedgehogs with some Momento Toxido black, and then I'm going to color them in. I'm taking some baby wipes to clean my stamps. Here is some Spectrum Noir markers, and this is, I hope you can see, this is EB2, and then I'm going to be using EB5. I also thought I was going to be using TN7, but I never did. I'm coloring in the hedgehog with my lightest color first, and then I'm going in with my dark color on some parts of the creditor. So this is the time I have to tell you, I'm no expert at all at coloring. I'm just doing this so we have some color on. I'm sure you can do a better job than me. Colored in both of my hedgehogs the same way, and here I'm fussy cutting them out. I'm fussy cutting this one on camera and the second one off camera. And here you can see the results. Now I'm taking my black fine line marker and going around all the edges so it gets a more clean and finished look. And you can see them here. arranging how I think I want them to look on my finished card. And as you can see, I also die-cutted a little vellum heart. And now I'm taking the scripty hugs from Long Fawn and die-cutting that in my big shot. Here I'm carefully removing that scripty hugs. I'm going to keep all those tiny bits because we are going to use the negative part in this card. That scripty hugs is really beautiful, and I'm gonna save it and use it in another project later. Here I'm arranging how I think I want my hedgehogs to look. And then I'm going to take my cutter and cut 1/4 of an inch off each side. And here you can see my card base. I'm also taking some gold paper, and I'm going to be tucking that underneath the hugs so it peeks through. Here I'm playing with the placement of that gold paper. When I'm pleased with it, I'm taking off the release paper and pressing it down onto the card base. I'm going to be placing the front of the card slightly to one of the sides. I'm going to do that because I want one small strip of gold paper at the other side of that. And here you can see what I'm meaning. When I'm pleased with it, I'm taking some adhesive and running that along all the edges. And then I'm gonna press that down on top of the gold and onto the card base. I'm pressing this really hard down, especially around the edges of the scripty hugs. Here I'm puzzle piecing this piece together again, and I'm doing that so I easier can replace all those small pieces that we took out earlier. And here you can see it almost perfectly fit those together again. And here you can see that I'm taking that small strip of gold paper and layering that to one of the sides. And then I'm taking my paper trimmer and cutting off 1/4 of an inch to our card base. And here you can see that I'm going to be stamping the word sending hedge onto our card, and I'm going to do some partially inking where I'm leaving out the word hugs since we already die-cutted that onto the card. As you saw me do, I stamped off the stamp onto some scrap paper, and then I re-inked it and carefully stamping that over our scripty hugs. On the back side of our hedgehogs, I'm putting down some adhesive, and then I'm pressing them down on our vellum heart. This is gonna create the perfect place to hide some foam squares, and this is gonna create some dimension to our heart. Here I'm speeding off that process of taking off the release paper of all those little teeny tiny foam squares. And here you can see me placing the heart on the front of the card. I'm also going to be embellishing this card with these small drops. They're called pearl stickers and are from Panduro. So here you can see the finished card. card. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my work, you can always subscribe to my channel here at YouTube or visit me at Instagram. My name is scrapbooking_Svea. Until next time, have a great day. Bye!